we're not a platform where we use, oh, okay, you got the stars, so you deserve it. No, it's about who balls. You ball, you're gonna get the call, man. So that's how we view it, man. If you stand out, you stand out, whether you got stars or not, man. We always about the exposure, and just getting kids out there, man. Luke Neighbors to me was an absolute problem. He was a guy that tore it up for me, like as I say here in the article. Obviously a huge issue, and he used an array of moves. I think that really stood out. When you look at the spin moves, the chop move. This kid used a little bit of everything, and he's gonna kind of get a little overlooked, to a degree, but I think you talk about somebody that couldn't have had a better one on the edge rusher besides success. Noah Bude. I think he's one that had a really good performance. And one that obviously stood out. I'm gonna pull a clip up here in just a second for y'all. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Give me 1 sec, y'all. I'm trying to find this clip for y'all. Okay, that's Jaden Murphy. We'll talk about him in a second. Right here. Here we go, y'all. So I'm gonna share this tab with y'all. So, like I said, a dominant effort, man. You guys gonna see it here, obviously, in this video. But the spin move, right? This using an array of moves. I think he's a guy that's real good. Watch that. Boom. Spin move, took him inside. And he was one of the few ones, y'all, that didn't use the blue rush like that. Like, he was using a real move. Not getting hands off real quick. Not even a little bit last year. We've seen college players, it's not Deuce Garrett. Imagine a little bit of him. They have two of them. Very tall, athletic. I think that's what Luke gave you. But to me, Luke dominated. I mentioned it. Women negative success on Noah Bude. A really good tournament and event. He was a guy just dominating throughout, y'all. I mean, there was nothing that nobody could really do to hang with him. He was using a strong arm move, y'all. He was losing just a little bit of everything, man, to make a big difference. So he's a guy, man, I think has a bright future. 3-star, hasn't played a whole bunch, y'all, at Athens Christian, but definitely a guy you got to pay attention to. And when you study him, you know that he has a very bright future. It's just if the team's going to want to take that chance, obviously on a player of his caliber, just in terms of the injury history. Outside of that, dude's a stud. And then we got Kamari Dorsey for the Brandon Coach Reddy, see him in the background for bring him on here in just a second. Kamari Dorsey, I thought he stood out. The 5-star, I mean, he's worth the billing. He's making plays consistently throughout the tournament. And then his ability, y'all, to close down speed. He might be somebody that, that's backpedal, but he closes that separation between him and the wide receiver so fast and so easily. I mean, I think it's a guy that definitely deserves on this list. And I believe his 40 time was a 4.4. So the kid's a stud. Kamari Dorsey, no surprise there, absolute stud. And then you got Jaden Johnson, Stevenson, another stud player. I think another one that has a very bright future. Obviously ran for 2,000 yards this past year and tore it up. I mean, his route running was lethal, couldn't be stopped, and he really performed at a high level. So he's a guy I think also that doesn't get talked about enough, but definitely does a whole bunch of different things well. And like I said, man, you can let the clips speak for itself. Here he is here, as you guys can see. My bad. Here it is here. I'll post some more clips a little bit later, but boom. I'm just saying it's nice, easy play right there. And then this is the one right here. Beats him on the first side, completely turns it around. I mean, if you don't think that kid is going after that, again, I know linebackers ain't supposed to be able to, I guess you could say, stop or be able to slow down running backs, but he did it all the time. And then he could have even had more clips if the throws would have been better, y'all. That's how good he was on Sunday. He was killing defenders, but a lot of the throws were overthrows or they were missing them when he was flanking open. So that kid there is something special. Not enough people talk about him, but he has a bright future. Next up is Caden Wade for me, another running back from Ola. I think he's well worth the billing. He's big, physical, strong, athletic. Another guy that was killing it in the one-on-ones, but wasn't getting the best throws. But you look at him and how fluid he moves in the running back drills. Definitely another guy I think has a bright future ahead and is really, 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 really good. All right, next up, Jay Shell. That was number 60. I thought he made a whole bunch of plays. Underrated linebacker from Raven Gap, Nakuchi. I thought he did a lot of different things well. And he was just closing space down on a lot of, obviously, running backs. And he was just able every time to just deflect the ball, close in. And everything he was doing, man, was phenomenal. So I think the kid has a bright future. Jay Shell, definitely an underrated guy, but can play. And then Langston Abernathy, man. Nobody's talking about him enough, but he's another guy I think very good, man. You look at Langston and what he can do. He was killing everybody. His concentration, his route running ability, can run all of the routes in the route tree. his ability to separate on his releases. He did a little bit of everything. And again, like I said, the throws weren't the best, but he still was able to dominate and obviously cook defenders, man. So Langston Abernathy, definitely a name to know. Peachtree Ridge. And no disrespect to his brother Miles, I think Langston might even be better than Miles. And like I said, I hope you don't take that any kind of way, but I think Langston had a great performance, obviously, at the UA camp. And the last but not least, we go Felder. Another guy I thought performed at a high level, did his thing. He was stemming very well, and he was just able to make plays throughout, man. So I think the kid has a bright future and one we should definitely be talking about more. But all right, man.